I had people I'd go through a beer store, and they say, "Hey man," I go through the drive-through McDonald's. "Hey man," and didn't you wrestle Ric Flair? And I'd say no, and they said, "No, I saw you." And then one guy's like, "Hey man, you know how many times I wrestled Ric Flair and the Macho Man?" You're like, well, the guy at the store and people right on the internet. Hey, aren't you? No, I'm not on Facebook. If you want to follow me on Instagram at Bobby Blaze 744 and Twitter or X at Bobby Blaze 744. But people would ask me, "Hey man, I saw you against Randy Savage, the Macho Man," and I'd go, "No." And what it was, I told my brother and my best friend, I said, "Man, these people are convinced when I'm out somewhere, definitely tell me." They said, "Bob, here's the thing. That's their reality. Don't run it." He said, "Because they remember you as a wrestler. Now their time and frame of reference time frames all match up." And they said, "Just agree and go on." And I had to start doing that because I was running their dream. I was running their reality. And so what happened was I had this one guy, he kept getting hold of me saying he was in the front row when I wrestled the Macho Man. And at first I had already written him prior to that talk, and this has gone on for probably 6-8 months. And I said, "Man, he named a town, Paintsville, Kentucky. Macho Man had been there. I had been there. 2 different time frames, though." Finally, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to start listening to this guy's story. This is his reality. And he goes, "Man, I know you had to know I was there." And I go, "Okay, yeah, probably." What got so this guy just kept getting himself worked up. So finally, he says to me, he goes, "I know you remember me." He said, "Because I was at the show. I was the one in the front row." Now, this is his story. I was in the front row, and this is how I kicked that on to the educational wrestler come about. So he says, "I was at that show." He goes, "I was the one cussing the Macho Man out." And he said, "He was beating you up pretty bad." And I said, "Yeah, I think I remember that." Well, that's common. He goes, "But I'm the one that stood up and threw a snow cone at the Macho Man." And I popped. I said, "Oh man, that was you?" And he said, "Yeah, that was me." He goes, "I knew you remember me." He goes, "Remember, man?" He goes, "The Macho Man jumped out." He goes, "I ran out in front of the school building. You all was doing a fundraiser for my school that I had went to." And he goes, "I was hiding in the bushes." And I go, "Man, I remember you." Dude, it made that. See, that's his. So it made their reality, see. And I was like, "Yeah, I remember you, buddy. You're the one that stood up through the snow cone at the Macho Man."
Right.
But that made his day, probably made his life, truth be known. And, but that's how, because stories, get fabricated, and, don't let the truth stand in the way of a good yarn,
Right.
kind of thing. So I just let them believe that and go on, because you probably do know this as fans or as men. You know how hard it is to sit there and argue with someone, and they're right. They're convincing you that you wrestled Ric Flair on TV, and you're going, "No." But you know what? You go, "Man," and you know what I do now? I say, "Did I win that time?" They go, "No, I think he beat you." I go, "Man," I had that one match. And they go, "That one match, you were so close. I thought you were going to win." Okay, give me faith.